Hi, welcome to Common Knowledge. I'm Rachel Zagaroli. Today we're going to talk about exercising, something that we don't like to do, but we all have to do that. With us today is Kim Chilton. Hello, Kim.
Hi.
And she has been an instructor for 14 years, and she has her certification through the American Council on Exercising. And to stay safe, she's also certified in AED and CPR, so we're pretty safe with Kim around. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'd also like to welcome Tracy Ringo.
Hi.
Tracy is our communications specialist with the City of Novi, so welcome. Exercising is always something that we're just not really ready to do, so we're going to talk about some of the benefits, how we get started, what we do, and then later in the show you're going to show us just a few things.
Okay,
As you
good.
can see, we brought our weights.
Yep, we're ready.
Okay, you're ready.
Let's see what our words.
Good start.
Your weights are bigger than our weights, but we're ready.
So the first thing are, what are the benefits that we get from exercising?
There's so many benefits. I'll name a few of them. One of them, well, first and foremost, most people I think of exercise and they think I want to lose weight.
Yeah.
I think that's what comes to mind for most. I want to feel better. I want to look better. But beyond those benefits, we get reduced blood pressure, which we know if we do that, if we accomplish that, it improves our health and prevents a lot of diseases. We also get increased HDL, which is our good cholesterol. So that good HDL, a lot of people call it the happy cholesterol, pushes out the bad cholesterol. Huge benefits.
Yeah.
We also get improved bone density. So as we lift these heavy weights, our bone mass actually builds. It has to be weight-bearing exercise. Swimming does not do it, but most exercises give us that. It also prevents osteoporosis. So people that actually have it can reverse some of it. If you don't have it, you can prevent it through the weightlifting. There's so many different things. It improves your mood. It helps with depression,
Especially this time of
anxiety,
year.
and right now with the dark, cold weather, exercise is probably the best thing to beat that depression. And posture. It helps with our posture.
Oh,
I know.
Yeah.
Sit up.
I also want to mention too that Kim does a lot of exercise classes for us at the City of Novi.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, Tracy and I take one of her
Yeah.
classes, and it's on our lunch hour, and really it makes a huge difference in going back to work and giving us extra energy and feeling a lot better. So
Makes you more-
I think those are.
More centered.
Only if people, you have to do it to feel it, to
Yep.
really believe it. You can't tell someone, they have to try it.
Right. What are a few of the exercises that you do? The few of the types.
Well, I teach all types of classes for the City of Novi. And all of my classes usually incorporate everything, which means your cardio for your heart and lungs, your strength training for your muscles and your bones, and then the flexibility for range of motion. So all of my classes incorporate all of that.
Well, I've noticed the flexibility a lot with mine. It's important that we stay as flexible as possible, and I see a big difference in that. So I think that's good.
Well, with
Makes
the
you
cardio,
stronger.
it does. It just makes you feel better. With the cardio, you're increasing your lung capacity, your endurance of your heart, so you can get a little more energy out of your day. With the strength, just your everyday activities, whether it's carrying kids around or carrying groceries around or whatever you have to move, lift,
Heavy vacuum.
shoveling snow.
Shoveling snow, right?
Any of those things that helps with, and especially as we age, the flexibility is really important. Just taking your arm, that range of motion, and reaching for something in the cupboard, bending down low to pick something off the ground, that improves our flexibility. So,
Well, how do we get started? That's the first step. That's the hardest step to take, I think.
It is easing into it. You know, we all have pulled away with
Yeah.
sore muscles once in a while, which is a good thing in the long run, but you know, don't want it to deter anyone.
right. I think the quickest and easiest way is to just go to the library or go to the store and get a video, but I don't encourage that. That's the fastest way. But you're at home, you're following a video, it can become boring, and you're also not sure that you have correct form to keep yourself safe. So I always recommend starting with a class. So go to your local community ed, sign up for classes there first, because then you've got an instructor. And usually you have a certified instructor, so they're going to make sure that you're doing what you should be doing the right way, the right form, and then maybe further down the road, if you're not interested in group, you can do it at home. So
I have a lot of those videos at home, and they're all in the closet.
And you're right, and they're dusty. Because you look around the house and you say, okay, the dishwasher needs to be loaded, and I could do a load of laundry, and
Exactly.
you know what? Sorry, the day's gone.
Well, and you're missing the social aspect of it
right.
too.
Well, I wanted to mention that too. Even though we do that at work, it's you meet people that you haven't really met before, gotten
Right.
to know before, and it's kind of like a little club. I think
That's
really
what I love
enjoy
about it.
It's really, really good. You were talking about motivation, about the motivation.
I was. What you said that people have to do it to see the benefit and keep going.
Right,
but
right.
what are some tips for motivation? If let's say somebody does pull away with sore muscles, or someone has a slight hesitation with the move, what is some of the motivation to keep going?
I think number one is first they have to let the instructor know. They have to speak up, not just walk away and accept it is number one. The other thing is knowing once you talk to the instructor, it depends on what detoured you. And there's so many different things that can do that for us. So I always say go back to the reason for why you're doing it in the first place. And if you think about it, if you don't have your health, what do you have? So your health should be your top priority for anyone. If you don't have your health, you can't do your job. You can't take that vacation to Tahiti because you're not strong enough to even get on the plane.
I'll exercise every day if I can go to
So,
Tahiti.
Sure, put it on the
to
list.
me, I think if people put that in their head that, money is not first, finances aren't first, my job is not even first. What's first is my health, because if I don't have that,
Right, nothing.
nothing else. So I think that's the biggest motivator,
Okay.
would be keeping that in mind.
Well, are you ready?
I'm ready. I know what's coming, so I am ready because I know I'm going to feel better after we're done with this program.
Of course.
Yeah.
So let's get to work and do
Okay.
a little bit of stuff. Maybe you
Okay.
can show us a few exercises that we could do while we were sitting in a chair, what we're doing. Just a few little motion things. As you know, we all brought our weights, and we'll just do a few, we'll follow you and do a few things.
Before we get started, can you tell us a little bit about just the benefit? Because not everybody in our audience is able to do a full-on exercise class. There are people that are limited mobility, and they can do stuff from seated in a chair, and like we're going to do today. Can you talk about how beneficial that is? So even if the perception is I'm not doing what some other people can do, there's still that benefit.
Right.
There's always benefit as long as we're moving.
Okay.
No matter what, as long as we're moving. And I do teach at the Senior Center in Novi, Meadowbrook Senior Center, as you know, and most of those people are seated. They're in wheelchairs. They're recovering from shoulder surgeries, knee replacements, hip replacements. They've had cancer. Some of them are very sick, very elderly, but they sit in a chair and can get a full workout.
And that's a pretty full class.
It is, it is. And they have fun, and I think
people.
the best part, it's not just exercising. Fitness, involves the exercise, but it involves nutrition and then the social part.
Right.
And that's where they get it, and they do everything from the chair. Every exercise can be done seated. So if you two are ready, we can get started.
absolutely.
Well, we're going to move back
Okay.
just a
All right.
smidge. Not much. Just a little
We
bit.
don't have my 3-pound weights, and
Yeah.
you with yours.
no,
My
no,
3 pound
I
weight.
brought these for
Yeah,
you.
see. I'll use my 3.
All right, so let's start with our weights down first.
Okay.
And one of the most important things to do, and this is one of the things that happen to people if they're at home and they start a fitness program, or they start a class and there's no warm-up. You start lifting these weights right now, and our joints and our muscles and our ligaments are like rubber bands. So if you start lifting cold muscles and you start lifting those weights, you're more prone to tears, to soreness, to injury, day one. And we do that, and then you're out of commission for 6 weeks.
Well, we did kind of warm up before you got here.
So if you're warmed up,
We're
and I know
ready.
you're warmed up, you've done some shoulder rolls,
We've
you've
done
worked all
these
your
shoulder
major
rolls.
muscles, joints,
Yep.
and you've done your warm up, then we can proceed with the exercise.
Yeah.
So,
we're just going to do a few,
okay.
not many.
All right, so let's pick our shoulders. Let's start
Okay.
from the top. Top of the shoulders. Let's grab both of our weights.
Okay.
Start them right here with our knuckles up. Always our abs in. And we're going to start with 2 up and down and relax it here. And to make it a little bit easier, we talked about modifications. Now we've got someone that's got a bad shoulder. Alternate. Alternate. Much easier, right?
It is.
Let's pause for a second. Do 2 together.
It's funny how much
Now
easier the one is.
alternate. So there you go. There's a
Right.
modification. Make it a little bit easier for individual needs. Tired yet? We
I
only
can
have
feel
50
it.
more.
I
50
can
more. All right, so let's put these down. All right, so that first exercise, any exercise we do, you want to start with 8 to 12 reps. at least one set. So that would be for the shoulders. So if you want, we can get into, you want to get into our upper arms?
Well, I would like my biceps to look like yours, so yeah.
Thank you. Easily done. These are your push and pull muscles. So we'll work this one, and then we'll work our tricep
We've
underneath.
done this in class.
Yes,
move.
we have.
So everyone needs these muscles. We need our shoulder muscles. We
Right.
need these for lifting and pulling. So with our weights down to our side, we need to tuck our elbows in. This is really important. Again, this is the issue with form. If your elbows are out here, you've lost your form. You won't be lifting correctly. And what's the issue with that? Is you're going to hurt your back.
Right.
And there you go, out for 6 weeks and frustrated. So proper form, start here, elbows tucked in, and raise to your shoulder, and lower all the way. And give it 6 more. How's that feel?
Well, I'm a little bit sore from Monday's class or Wednesday's class, so I can tell you how it feels.
And 3, 2, and last one. All right, now for the next one. It's the tricep. Underneath the arm. Normally the best one for that is standing, but like I said, everything can be done seated. So you can choose 1 weight or 2. You know your limitations from class. You take 1 or 2 weights overhead, since we're doing it seated. Straight up, behind the head, straight long arms, and just bend between the shoulders and press straight. And bend.
Yeah.
And pressed. You are so used to these. All right, and 4 more. Working that underarm, building those muscles. And 2, and 1. And let's place that down. All right.
There
So,
we go.
Can you hear it? I wonder if
do you want to
people
keep
can
going?
hear us
Because
panting.
you know I could do this all day long.
I think that's good. I'm tired.
Now, the other thing I need to mention, and you know this, is that if you did do a full workout just now, you warmed up, you worked out, the other safety factor, and you can do this on your own afterwards, is we make sure the muscles we just work, we stretch them out.
You stretch them out.
And then you go home happy and strong.
Well, we
sitting
know those. We know those. They're really good. How do we know which exercises are safe for us?
Again, I think that is pretty much coming to a group fitness class. Really start there, or start with a personal trainer. Make sure your personal trainer is certified.
Which you are.
Yes.
And you're a
yes.
personal trainer.
Yes, as well. So, and it's really important, because you know how many injuries can happen, and they are setbacks and they're major. So choose a personal trainer or choose a group fitness class. That's what will keep you safe. And that's how you'll know what exercises you can do.
I think we've all had, Kim say, that's not quite right. Let's change your form a little bit. And
she says it a lot to me.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
In a very, very nice, pleasant way. But you're giving us tips to keep form
Keep you
correctly.
safe.
Yeah.
Which always comes in handy, because you don't want to do things the wrong way.
Right.
You were talking too about the winter blues.
And today happens to be an example. Outside it is snowing, and it's cold, and it's dark, and it's been that way for a week now, and
it's going to be that way for a little bit longer.
And it's going to be that way for a little bit longer. So we know that exercise can help with that.
Right.
So, and you talked a little bit about that, but anything that you can expand on that, the socialization aspect too.
I think that exercise is key, because science shows that exercise boosts endorphins.
Yep.
So, and those are our feel-good chemicals in our brain. So anyone that goes out and exercises, they feel bad, they exercise, they know they feel better. So if you've done it before, you know it works. And if you haven't, there's science behind that one.
Right.
And it's also diet, it's also our food. We need to be eating right. The American Council on Exercise has a few top foods for beating the winter blues. And why they chose them as top is because they pack the most nutritional punch.
Okay.
A few
I don't
of them,
suppose it involves chocolate.
I wish. Although dark chocolate is good for us, antioxidants.
Right.
But they have chosen winter squash, collard greens,
Oh my.
pomegranate, which is my daughter's favorite, Brussels sprouts, which my boys love, and sweet potatoes.
There we go. The sweet potato. We got the potato in there at the end.
No whipped cream.
No.
Or butter or brown sugar.
So I would say for beating these winter blues, the exercise and diet are at the top of the list. Those are some of the best foods. Outside of that, to keep with total fitness, of course you want to feel better. I say let the light in, get some fresh flowers, and also try something new. And that something new might be taking a fitness class, might be taking a craft, it might be taking a cooking course. But doing something new, letting the light in, fresh flowers, all those things make a huge difference on our mood. Right.
Well, and to add to that, it's the companionship that you get when you're in a class. We talked about that earlier, but it's just nice to have other people there that support you and that help.
And are aware of your goals.
Right.
Because if I verbalize my goals with a friend, doing it together, we're going to get the results much quicker than trying to do it on my own.
You'll follow through.
I'll follow through. I'm responsible to somebody else.
Right.
Yeah.
So nutrition does play a role in this.
A huge role. Huge. It gives us energy. It gives us the energy we need to do the exercises and feel good. So.
Well, I know sometimes sitting at my desk, it's much easier just to have something a little to eat or some crackers or something like that. So we have to make sure that we balance.
Right. You want to make sure it's a snack that has some nutrient in it. So that candy bar is going to give you sugar. It's going to give you that quick energy. You're going to feel good for a few minutes. Then you're going to follow with that crash. So if you choose the apple, which might not look as good in the beginning, if you choose that apple though, you've got energy for hours after. So it's worth it.
Right.
If you start thinking in terms of food as medicine and how you're going to feel the rest of the day, you will turn away from that candy bar. Or you might have the apple and one little bite of the candy bar.
Right. There you go. Yeah, there's everything in moderation, right?
Do we have to give up those candy bars?
No,
I'll have to open up my desk drawer and take all those candy bars out. Well, I appreciate you coming in today.
Glad to be here.
And talking about fitness classes because it's so important for us to stay in shape and to have some of the fitness qualities that we need to have. The companionship that I talked about, but keeping our body strong and our bones strong. As we age, we lose a lot of that, and it's a lot easier to keep up with it a little bit better if you practice that a little bit more than just sitting there watching TV or sitting at your desk.
And I think you're right, doing it with other people, especially the senior classes. They come because they know exercise helps them feel better, but they also have that group friendship in there, and they know that everyone in there is doing the same thing for the same reason, and they also get the benefit of humor. Humor is great for us, and they laugh a lot in classes.
Well, we laugh too, but it's usually when we can't do something.
At ourselves. I laugh at myself. I know.
It's that darn plank. Gets me every time.
Best ab exercise.
Yeah. Well, thank you very
Thank
much
you.
for coming
Sure.
in.
Thank
I'm
you.
sure that our audience appreciates all of these tips, and it's going to encourage people to get out there and to
hope
join
so.
some. We have so many classes. Enhanced just came out, and there's a whole listing of fitness classes or Engage. Everything is in there, and now's the time to sign up. So thank you again for coming, Tracy.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Good workout.
Yeah. A little workout in the middle of the day.
Well, thank you all for listening, and I hope you have some of these tips and going to take these tips to heart and get up there and sign up for one of the classes. I know you're going to enjoy it, and it's going to make you feel so much better. Stay tuned, and we'll see you at the next Common Knowledge.